Hey, I was curious about the phone call from from Coach Pittman, how that went with you and your agent reached out first. Is that still Russ Campbell? I know that was 12 years ago.
No, actually, my agent is Christina Phillips, and she didn't tell me about that. I just learned that today. So, but I appreciate her. She reached out to me when I was at Missouri State, and she said, "Hey, let's get you back in the game." And I said, "Christina, I think I'm just happy doing what I am right now." And she was on me about, "No, you can't do that. We'll work at it. It might take us a while, but we'll keep going." And she convinced me, okay, let's work at it and see if we can get back in the game. And it's been a process, but it's a lot of credit to her.
You on the podcast, this one that you did. You've been going through looking at players, looking at film and stuff. You've seen anything that's jumped out specifically, any players, anything like that?
Yeah, I haven't been able to get into it enough, just because also looking at recruits and anticipating portals and but I've been able to watch some of the individual players, and then I've had guys come in and talk to me, and the names start going, "Who's that now? Who's that again? Who is that again?" So, but it's a process, and did have a good meeting yesterday with the offensive group as a whole, and that was fun. I enjoyed it.
Any trepidation coming back here, and just what do you want to do? What do you want to get done here the next few years of your life?
I want to win. I want to see us. I came back here to support Coach Pittman in winning. I appreciate him a lot. When he did send that message that this is Coach Pittman, I'd like to talk to you. The hair on the back of my neck stood up. I was like, that's gonna happen, really? And then we talked for a short amount of time, and he said that he had an interest, and we set a time to talk where we both had time later on. And that was exciting. And I felt, hey, maybe this is really going to happen. Could it possibly happen? I talked to my family and stuff that could possibly work, and we had a great talk, great conversation. I think it was over an hour, maybe longer than that. And then when I got off the phone, I said, "Man, you didn't offer me the job." I was a little bit, surprised about that. I thought, man, maybe I need to do a better job interviewing again. So, but it was a process he was going through and taking his time. And I was just anxious to talk to him again.
Your offense at A&M last year, how much of it was you? And then you got to see Arkansas in Arlington. What'd you think of what was going on and the personnel Arkansas has?
Yeah, that's a loaded question there. But, that when I took the job at A&M, Jimbo wanted to keep the same terminology and call things the same way they did. It was hard. It was hard on me. I was staying up all night. I can remember the first scrimmage. I was up at 2 a.m. in the morning, woke up at 2 a.m. in the morning to get ready to call plays for the first scrimmage, just understanding what the terminology was, what the formation was. And it was it was not only calling the plays different, but the formations, the way they called the formation is probably different than anybody else that I've ever been around. Normally you call the strength where your tight end is going to align, and there it's where your slot receiver is going to align. So just getting the connection to be able to do that was very difficult, but I worked hard at it. And I thought we had a pretty good year. We went through a couple quarterbacks, which was hard, but I really enjoyed it. I think that's the one thing that when that happened, when Jimbo lost his job, that I thought I want to still coach, just because how much I enjoyed being in the classroom with the quarterbacks, spending time with the offense, just coaching football, teaching. It was fun being back in the meeting room and teaching. I started getting in this profession as a teacher, so it was really fun to get back and do that.
reading some of the quotes that have come out since you accepted the job, you talked about always wanting to come back and this being a dream. I'm just curious, was there ever a time since you left where maybe there was some anger towards this place? And when did that anger maybe turn into a desire to return?
No, there never was any anger at all. You know, I was always a Hogs fan. And, you know, I watched. People would ask me, "Are you going to watch the game? Are you going to watch him play?" And I watched as many games as I could. I cheered for him. I rooted for him. You know, loved the players.
Returned to the Little Rock Touchdown Club a few years back, and it was well received and everything. But could you have ever imagined at that time? You said you always loved the Hogs. Could you have imagined getting this opportunity to come back and coach like this?
Well, like I said, I thought about it and dreamed about it, and I didn't know if it would ever happen. So certainly, I can't tell you how excited I am to be back here. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I truly do love Arkansas, the university and the state and the people. You know, I think it's the most special place I've ever been.
We kind of see some of the individual players Arkansas has on the roster. I know it's still a fluid situation, but given your history, I was wondering about if you had any particular thoughts on the quarterbacks that Arkansas has here, Jacoby Criswell, Malachi Singleton. If you've had a chance to look at them and see what you thought about them.
Yeah, I've had a chance to watch their video and see, you know, some of their practice video, some of their game video, and see things that they can do. And obviously, you like the talent that you see there, arm strength and mobility and different things they can do. You really don't know a lot until you get out on the practice field and start practicing with them. So we'll look forward to that. And, you know, the rules are as such now where we have time to meet with them when we come back from Christmas and you know, get in the classroom with them. So it'll be fun to see how much they understand about the game of football.
Bobby, last night, 20,000 people, yelling your name. I mean, how does that make you feel?
It was exciting. Yeah, I felt good about it. You know, and again, I got to say it's a credit to Sam, you know, to be able to bring me there and allow that to go on. I think it's just a credit to him. You can see the confidence that he has in himself as a man, and how much he loves the university and wants to do what he believes is best for us to go forward to win. Is a real credit to him.
In over 10 years, how are you different now than you were in 2011?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's different, you know that, and you're different than you were back then. So hopefully I've grown as a coach, as a teacher, as a husband, as a father. I believe totally that I have. Hopefully I'm better tomorrow than I am today.
I remember going to the groundbreaking for the Smith Center. I think it was maybe a Friday before a home game, but you never got to get in that building. I assume you've been in there now. Just kind of, well, what's your thoughts on that building and finally getting to work in there?
Yeah, it was fun to walk through it and see it. And you know, yesterday I took my own tour, I guess. Rounded up one of the young guys and said, "Hey, take me through the building here and show me it around." So it was exciting to see it. They certainly did a good job with it, and you know, it'd be fun to start working in there.
You decided if you're going to be on the field or in the press box?
I haven't even thought about it. You guys are way ahead of me.
Coach talked about having to learn new terminology. Sam going to turn you loose on.
Yeah, what we talked about was be able to come in and run the offense and put the offense in and do that. And, you know, one of the things I've learned throughout my career is that, you know, you utilize everybody and you try to get everybody's input. And certainly I want to see the assistant coaches have their input. And when I interviewed with Coach, we talked about certain things. If he walked in the room and asked me about this, asked me about that, what do I think about that? And I'd say, well, I'd welcome it. You know, there's a reason he's known as the best offensive line coach in America. And you know, if he has certain thoughts that he wants to do on short yardage and goal line, I communicated to him that when I was calling plays at Arizona State, Bruce Snyder ran short yardage and goal line. That's what he wanted to do. That was something he was very, very proud of and very, very fond of. And, you know, it's if coach wants us to do something on short yardage and goal line or third down, we're definitely gonna work on doing it. And I think that's how it has to work. That's how it goes. He's the head coach, and we're gonna do as much as we can to keep him satisfied and happy. And that as an assistant, what you try to do is keep the head coach happy, and not chewing you out. So that's one of my goals. Let's make sure he's not chewing me out every day.
This is not football. So tell me about Northwest Arkansas. Look forward to hitting some balls in the bushes at Blessings, at Beaver Lake. What goes through your mind that I'm back in Arkansas?
I got a lot to learn, man. I can't even find my way around. It's changed. It's really changed. The roads are a little bit different. The way you get places are a little bit different. I drove up in front of this building right here, and I'm like, wow, they really did that too. So first thing I got to do is find out where I'm at. Definitely like going to the lake. That's something that we've always enjoyed as a family and love to do. And it's on my bucket list to be able to slalom when I'm 70. So I've got to keep working on that, make sure I'm in good enough shape to be able to. I don't get up anymore on one, to be honest with you. I get up on two and drop, just because it's so hard to grind to get up on one. And nobody skis anymore. My kids have totally went away from me, and they don't ski. They surf and wakeboard, and I don't even see the fun in that. You go so darn slow. I don't know how it's fun, but I'm still gonna water ski. I've lost a lot of balls at Blessing, so maybe if I get to play that sometime, I'll find a few of them that I left out there.
I have to drop a ski too, man. So,
Well, I don't have to. I choose to. I'm kidding.
I can't get up on one. You're signaling. I wonder what you thought of the signaling sign standing flap this year, and how that apply to you, maybe, or how what's the future of signaling as well? Do you think helmet devices are?
Yeah, I think that they should have done that a long time ago. And I don't know anything about Michigan and what they did or any of that. I honestly didn't pay any attention to it. But I do know when you went and played Clemson that they were going to have your signals. They had guys on the sideline standing there with the sheet of paper with your signals on it, and that was tough. And the SEC and the ACC and have talked for years about putting the piece in the ear, and one of the issues that you always have in the NCAA is everybody has a vote. So there's a lot of schools that play football that can outvote the major conferences that don't have the money for that technology to be in their helmets. So that's why they got to do something about it. But it's become more and more relevant throughout the years that I've been in about people stealing signals and calling defenses and offenses that way.
Speaking of money, just your thoughts on the Arkansas Edge and how that might help you in the portal and things like that.
Yeah, I got some reading up to do on that. I've been kind of in a whirlwind, so I haven't even been able to check up. I know Coach told me that he was excited about the new NIL deal that's going on, and at A&M, assistant coaches knew nothing. We weren't involved in any part of the NIL. I didn't know what anybody on the team got or didn't get. So I haven't paid enough attention to it yet. I got some work to do.
Remember that 08 LSU game where you guys threw deep in a short yardage situation, and you were like, well, this is the last time their corners are going to be cheated up on it. And you've always kind of done stuff like that. Like maybe not even so much just about the plays that you're calling, just about when you call them and your feel and stuff. What has changed the most about your offense since you were here last?
I honestly don't think a lot has changed, simply because I don't think it's about plays. I don't think it's about what you do. I think it's about how you use the players that you have. How you get the ball to a Jarius Wright, Joe Adams, how you get the ball to Dennis Johnson, and how you work, the different situations of the game. And so what I love to do is utilize players and then be really good at the situations of the game, and the players really understand what we're going to see in third and short, what we're going to see in fourth and short, and what we're going to see in the red zone. what blitzes they run from the 15-yard line in, get everybody on the same page, and then practice the heck out of it. And then when you're on the left hash, 35-yard line, 1st and 10, you want to take a shot at the end zone. Everybody knows what we've done, what coverage we expect, and then what to do if we don't get that coverage. Or what are you going to do on 4th and 1, left hash, game on the line. We ran the ball the previous 2 times, got knocked right in the mouth. So let's give us a little play action in there and see if we can get it. So I kind of like to really work on situations and players.
Is after Ryan Mallett's passing. I know you loved him, and I always remember also people used to say that Ryan Mallett was the perfect quarterback for your system, and then you went to Louisville and you had Lamar Jackson, and I was thinking, well, what's Lamar Jackson? What kind of quarterback do you like? I mean, and Tyler Wilson was a different quarterback to you. What type of system, a quarterback, I guess, in your system would you like to have the most?
Yeah, I mean, Ryan was pretty perfect because Ryan was as smart as you could possibly be. He understood the game. He understood his players around him. He understood when you made a call, what you were thinking. He was really a guy that you could anticipate what he was going to do. When you saw the coverage and the play call, he would probably go the way he did in practice. Lamar was the same way. Lamar was a guy that really studied the game plan, really knew what he wanted to do, what we wanted to do as a staff. Both of them could get you out of a bad play. You're not always going to hit the call as a play caller, and you can be really, really aggressive when your quarterback can come out there and say, oh yeah, this play action isn't going to work because they're blitzing 2 guys off the left side, and change the play or the protection for you. And that's what those guys allowed you to do. You could just, call it up and have a lot of freedom in your thoughts of being aggressive. And then if it wasn't worth a darn, they can get you out of it and get from a bad play into a good play. And the freedom they give you as as a play caller really helps.
Get a little emotional when you're asked about why this is like a dream. You said you love this state. Expand on that. Why is that? Why is that? It's obviously more than just a job.
Yeah, I think, the relationships that I was able to have and make and then even continue after I left was something that's always been special.
I'm concerned. And say maybe you don't deserve a second chance in the universe. What do you do? I've been told winning cures all ills, but it seems like there's more than that. What do you say?
Yeah, I'm kind of on the I'm not really sure what words to use on it, but my beliefs are it's okay for people to disagree, have different thoughts, have different opinions. There's no ad will to it. Nobody should have that. I grew up where this is in the United States of America, and everybody can have their own thoughts, their own religion, their own feelings on everything. And you know what? That's okay. We don't have to do anything about it. There's going to be anything done about it. That's just how it is. And I think that's one of the greatest things about a football team is guys come from everywhere, every different walks of life, different colors, different religions. And then you come together and you love each other and you go out and compete hard together and give each other a chance to win. So I don't have any ill feelings towards anybody that disagrees or I just wish it was that way for everybody. Winning is the end result. Winning is the end result of doing everything right. So the top priority is to teaching the players, teaching them not only the playbook, but how to compete, how to be tough, how to have passion. It's different now than it used to be because you have a shorter window to do it. With the NIL and the transfer portal and all that, you used to be able to build it for a year, 3 years. That's what we had. We had those guys that were together, grew up as little kids, got beat up on when they were freshmen. I remember Joe Adams saying, they're just not beating us. They want to kill us, and 2 years later, he was like, that's what we're going to do to everybody, but now you don't have that window. Now you got to do it in a shorter period of time. So it's just a different challenge that you have to attack.
Coach, so a lot of the former players that you had here at Arkansas post on social media, they're all excited and approved. Have you had any comments, text messages from former players that are here, and what have those comments and conversations been like?
Yeah, I've had a lot, so it's pretty cool. It was fun when we came here and played. You know, I got into the locker room, and all of a sudden I got out of the shower, and there's Joe Adams and Colby Hamilton standing there. I said, "How did you guys get in here?" You know, they snuck in the locker room to say hello. So it's been pretty cool. All right, thanks, guys.